Hey, and welcome back to Word of Morgan. So, today I want to talk to you a little bit about the three things that you want to keep in mind if you want to find a great handbag or a good handbag that will last you for more than a couple of months. But before I get into that, I just wanted to share that I have gotten bitten by I purchased a handbag that fell apart bug not recently, but I went to this one store um, that the handbag was on trend. It was cute. So I was like, oh, okay, this looks like a really cute handbag. I didn't really do my measures of making sure it was a good, durable bag. Long story short, literally a month later, the bag fell to pieces on me. Like, I'm talking about the zipper broke off, the zipper pull broke off. Um, my God, the little handles fell off, like the little trinkets that they added to the zipper fell off. The material got scuffed. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. This bag was terrible. And I really wanted, like, I bought it because it was like a cute bag for vacation because that's what I was going on. It literally tore apart on me. I literally had to take the bag and dump it in the garbage. That's how horrible it was. It was so bad also that I wrote customer service. I just had to tell them how terrible this bag was. Long story short, I will tell you who that store was at the end of the video because I definitely don't want this to happen to you. So let's get into the three things you want to look for when looking for a good handbag. So first thing you want to look for is good hardware. Now, if you do not know handbag vocabulary, hardware is these little trinkets like the zipper. As you can see here, this is a really good zipper. Before I go on, also this bag is Rebecca Minkoff. I like some of her stuff sometimes. So this is my demonstration piece. This is hardware. Also, this little buckle right here, that is considered hardware. This is considered hardware right here. All the pieces, um, that's brass or whatever, that is considered the hardware of your bag. Now, I showed you this bag because this is an idea of a good hardware piece. It's very sturdy, very heavy, not lightweight, not flimsy. Nice buckles, D-rings that have some weight to them, like I said, that are not flimsy, that won't just break off, that won't just scuff easily. These are examples of good hardware. So when you're looking for a bag, you look at those things. You look at the zipper pulls, the D rings, and little trinkets, like I said, like this. You look at stuff like that, examine it, make sure it has some weight to it, make sure it's nice and sturdy and strong, um, dense, all those things, and that determines, okay, this is starting off a great handbag. Now, next you want to look for is leather. I have been to many leather manufacturers, warehouses full of leather. I've looked through a lot of leather, so I know the difference between good and bad leather. Now, there's different types of leather, but that's a whole nother video. You definitely don't have time for that right now. So, what you want to look for when you're looking at a handbag, number two, is the leather. Now, you want the leather to be also nice and sturdy because that obviously shows you the longevity of your bag. If you have flimsy, thin, like leather, obviously that's not going to hold up that long. So this good leather right here is going to hold up the test of time because you put your handbag through a lot of crap. You just toss it around, sit it down, things like that. You want something that's going to hold up really, really good. So you want to keep that in mind when buying leather. You want to buy the nice, hard, dense leather, not flimsy. And also, if you want to spot a good piece of leather and not be fooled for pleather, those kind of things you want to keep in mind. Also, the shininess of it. A lot of times pleather and things like that let off a shine that reads cheap and bright headlights. So you want to stay clear of that. Not too shiny, nice and pure form of leather. So next, number three in finding a good handbag is you want to look in the inside of your bag. Now, the inside of your bag is going to tell you a lot because of the lining. So the inside of your bag, every bag has this, and it is the lining of your bag. You want the lining to be, again, sturdy. You want the lining to be thick. You don't want it. I've seen lining that is like so thin and so like just flimsy, and it's just terrible. So you want to take the time to get a nice lining like this one, not like a polyester lining or anything like that. That is going to hold up really well because you have to think about it. This is where you put all of your things. And I've had handbags before where the lining was so thin that it ripped. I mean, clearly that's not a good handbag. If you put your stuff in there and then a couple weeks later you have rips and holes in your lining, that's not going to fly. I've had this bag for a year, so now there's no rips, there's no holes in this lining, nothing like that, because of the lining is so strong. Also, you want to look inside as well because that's where you also see some more hardware. You'll see, like most bags have a zipper inside, and then you look at the zipper pull. If it's still kind of this zipper that doesn't go smoothly in and out where you can get your things, then you know that's a bad zipper. They really didn't take the time to really um, do the finishing touches. The hardware and things like that, zipper pulls and lining, those are finishing touches on a bag that's going to ensure you that the bag is of good quality. That's why you pay $800, $1,000 for Marc Jacobs, for Louis Vuitton, for Versace, for Gucci, for all of those brands because they take the time in those little details that other designers do not do. Those guys, if you go to Louis Vuitton, like I said, Gucci, I mean, the stitching is impeccable. Okay, that's also really another honorable mention of a bag is your stitching. The stitching is impeccable. I think one time I heard that Louis Vuitton, they have like hand stitching for some of their bags that takes, I mean, 24 hours to make. I believe that's what it was. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's something that intricate. That's why the bags cost $2,000 because they take the time on little trinkets like that, and that's what really makes a bag come together. If you really think about it, hardware, zippers, those actually put the bag in place. So if those things are cheap and cheaply made, your bag is going to fall apart. Now for the most anticipated information, some tea if you would have it. The store I went into that was a complete waste of money. I wasted however much money was on the bag was Nine West. I personally would never go to Nine West again and buy a handbag because the experience was terrible. And that's just my personal opinion. I literally carried a bag that I wanted for a vacation, and in less than a month, it fell to pieces on me. I could not believe it. It had never happened to me in my life. I would never carry a Nine West bag ever again. That's why I wanted to do this video because I wanted to really show you the difference between a good and a bad bag. If you're going to spend 10, 20 bucks on a bag, you're going to get what you're going to get. And that's going to be something that's going to tear apart of you. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you get a $10 bag and lasts forever. Just from my experiences, that never happens. You want to really pay for a good bag. $150, something. You really want to put the money out for a good bag because, like I said, you'll have it and it won't tear apart on you and things won't just fall in the middle of the street. It's horrible. Don't let this happen to you. Like I said, that's why I wanted to do this video to really show you how to spot a really good bag when you are looking for one. And I want to, just help you out, give you my experiences, and so of course you won't make the same mistakes like me. So that is my 3 tips on finding a good bag. I hope they work for you next time while you're shopping.